a major donor and gave major maxed out to Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign. By the way, he's a little put off by his performance last night. But would that suggest that he would be bought and paid for by this guy? He's a fine gentleman, by the way. They all want money. They all need money. It's the lifeblood of political campaigns. You have to get money to get your message out. So I was not impressed with him in the slightest. And I went into it with a pretty high opinion of him. I do respect his intellect. I respect his energy. I like the way he has comported himself in some kind of adversarial situations in which I think many would have barked back at somebody raising tense issues with them, and he did quite well. But his performance last night left me very, very, very unimpressed. I want to see some change on his part in the coming month. And if that doesn't happen, I don't see him going anywhere. And I will acknowledge the generational issue that might be a part of why people would be fond of him if they are members of his generation and are put off by baby boomers calling him out. But I thought he was called out pretty well last night. Your thoughts, 800-834-1530. Lewis is patiently waiting in East Sacramento. Lewis, good afternoon. Welcome to the conversation. Thanks for holding on.
Yeah, no problem, John. I was pretty interested in watching that debate last night. I take a lot of interest in it, more this year than I have in the last previous years.
Well, by the way, for what it's worth, thank you for that, because I think we should all be watching and paying attention, because it does, obviously it's a pretty controlled environment, although probably not as tight as it should have been. So it's not going to be
approaching a railroad crossing.
Exposure to who they are, but you get a feel for it, and so I think it's important. More people should watch. More people should take it in, I believe. But I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. And primarily, I mean, what we've had for the last 2 years, and I'm just very, very nervous. If Gavin Newsom gets in the White House, we're done. This country, we package it up and it will be finished as we know it. So, anyway, to get back to the candidates last night, the person that surprised me the most was Chris Christie. I mean, I don't like the guy. He's been a bitter person for a long time, but he seemed to be at ease, comfortable. He seemed to be pragmatic. He seemed to be insightful, calm, and I thought Nikki Haley did well too. But the point I want to make to you, personally, my feeling is Ramaswamy. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy.
I hope the Republicans clear the table and make room for successful business people in this country to come into their party. Because if I've learned anything in my 60 years, politicians do not have the answers. We've heard from politicians forever, and things continually get worse. I want a fresh thinker. I want somebody who's proved that they can manage and operate and be successful. Politicians, to me, are the lowest rung on the ladder in most cases. They can't think for themselves.
Well, what did you think about Mr. Ramaswamy's performance last night?
I don't think that he did well last night, but I'm going to give him latitude because he's not a politician and he's new on the stage. I'm going to give him some room. I'm not saying he's my favorite, but anybody that puts them, even like Donald Trump, I think one of the first reasons I like Donald Trump is he went into a lion's den. You know, he's a successful business person. He dared to get in there and do something. I view Ramaswamy the same way. You know, he doesn't have the life experience that Donald Trump has. But anybody who's willing to jump in there and put their neck on the line, I admire. I don't have that admiration for politicians anymore. They've worn me out. So I hope the Republicans make room for people like him in the future, and I think it'll be a lot more attractive.
I understand the sentiment, but I cannot honestly say I completely share it because I know that Donald Trump enjoys tremendous support still. But realistically, he made some very bold, unequivocal promises in terms of things he was going to do. And it looks like the swamp was much healthier and more robust on his departure than it was when he got there. The deficit grew enormously during his time there. We had the qualifiers arguably more than anybody else in history. That wall that Mexico was going to be built and Mexico was going to pay for it, and that didn't work out. He signed the first step. There's so many things he did that unto itself, just being a successful successful, and I'll even put that parenthetically, businessman, that's not enough. But I think somebody who can navigate the political environment is very, very important too. Look, I think the best president in my lifetime by far, and we're about the same vintage, was Ronald Reagan. He was an outsider, kind of, but he's been the governor of California. So I do think there's two groups of people that I hold in very, very high regard: successful business people and generally speaking, military leaders. Although in recent years they've been compromised to a great extent. But those people going into political leadership roles are really in for a shock because there are dynamics working there that they've never dealt with. It is a vastly different environment, and as much as I understand the disdain for politicians, it is a political office, and you're dealing with two other co-equal branches of government with whom you've got to be able to make deals, negotiate, and resolve issues.
Yeah.
And it is a unique skill set.
If I could just say something, the things that you said about, that you just spoke about, are primarily the reason why I want business people, and that politicians have carved our country up in such a way that only they can navigate it, right? You just said it's political, and I don't think that's what it was meant to be. And I want somebody. I don't want it burned down. I don't want it blown up. But I want somebody to go in there and give us some elbow room, so people with other backgrounds can go in there and do something. I mean, the stagnant atmosphere that we've had for politicians now, for most of my life, is just unbearable. I mean, I quite honestly, John, don't see how anybody would want another politician. Why can't we give them some elbow room, change Washington, D.C., change the way things are done? Nobody likes the way things are done in Washington. Why do we put up with it?
Well, obviously some people enjoy it very much. And I think to your point, that's part of the problem. I think we agree on that. I understand. I clearly understand the concept. But if you can't navigate those waters, it's very, very difficult. So I like the idea of a combination of business. I even like military experience. I think all those factors, life experience in general, and again, I look at these candidates, and there's something almost about each and every one of them. I won't say everyone, but there's something I like about most of them. And if you draw those talents out and kind of roll them together and create the best possible, that would be a good concept. As far as who should be holding office, I think that the framers' intention was it would be a little bit like military service. You'd actually walk away from your plow or whatever your business venture may have been and go serve, certainly in the legislative branch, as a kind of a sacrifice. You put your life on hold for a while and go do that. It was never envisioned as a cottage industry that would take on a legacy life of his own that would be handed off to generations of people following in the family business of government. I don't like that at all. But I have not been impressed with the person coming in from outside, especially. And one of the things that turned me off so much about Ramaswamy was that what I see as baseless. If he's got a base to it, I want to hear what that is. But to accuse those other candidates of corruption, I'd like to know what he's talking about. And to accuse of Nikki Haley of going onto the board of Raytheon, or I can't remember who else he threw out there, that's invective that's not supported by facts as I know them, and I don't care for that at all. That turns me off enormously. It reminds me of when Donald Trump intimated that Ted Cruz's father was involved in the assassination of John Kennedy. What a horrible thing to say. And my respect for Ted Cruz plummeted when he forgave that so quickly, because he became a sycophant for Trump after Trump said horrible things about Cruz's wife and his father, and I find that to be just grotesquely out of bounds. So I don't like that behavior. I think Ramaswamy, I'll give an incredible degree of respect for his intellect and his energy and the things he's been able to do. But I want to see his wings flipped on that, and I can't support him if he doesn't change his course on that.
No, I'm with you too. I want to see him turn around and get back on the track that he was before. I found him somewhat surprising, but you put a TV camera on people and they're begging for votes. A lot of times, strange things come out of all their mouths. They've all said strange things in the past. I think there's a good group of people there.
I do too. I absolutely absolutely do. I think there's some talent there, and we'll see what comes of it. I do appreciate the call very much, Lewis. More conversation coming up. Don't go away.
Every afternoon, 3 to 4 on KFBK. Alexa, Google Home. Your smart speaker is our best friend.
KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
On your smart speaker or phone with your free iHeartRadio app.
Or online at kfbk.com.
Hi, Kitty here for Eschaton and their Age is Beautiful campaign. Eschaton has been a trusted provider of care to older adults for over 50 years, offering independent living, assisted living, and memory care. Eschaton is proud to support the growth and independence of every single resident within their communities and seeks to provide high-quality senior living services for all. Experience Eschaton for yourself and discover why they believe age is beautiful. Schedule a community tour at eschaton.org today. Equal housing opportunity.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guardian Estate Radio Show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us, along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisory fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, we want to thank you for your service. Talon Private Wealth the industry and stock market involves the risk of loss, and there is no guarantee that all of the capital invested will be repaid. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Motor license D056341, California license 0N00828.
In the mood for lobster? Well, you're in luck at Ruby's Hideaway Lobster House. This month's special is a 1-pound live Maine lobster dinner for just $27.95. That includes fresh corn on the cob and French fries. So get your bib on and get cracking over to Ruby's Hideaway Lobster House. Good until the end of this month.
Great deal on your new Silverado and the Panda Chevy Silverado Superstore. Great selection, great bank financing and incentives, and great Panda Chevy savings on every new 2023 Silverado in stock. Online at MainaChevy.com. Find new roads.
Is your car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brake, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-231-9881. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-231-9881. 800-231-9881. Or go to oxcarcare.com.
Good afternoon from the KFBK Traffic Center. Data has here 351, brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall, westbound 80, Greenback Lane, off-ramp, Elkhorn, off-ramp, you name it. We have a solo vehicle there smashed in the front windshield over on the shoulder. CHP is at scene. We've got southbound I-5, the YOLO rest area off-ramp. We have somebody blocking the fast lane there with the driver in the car. While we're out there, let's see, southbound I-5 is going to be slow, and that starts right there at the split with 113, goes all the way to the split with 99, or the 99 split, your choice. Eastbound and east, still heavy today, this weekend, not shake that. It's sluggish from 113 until you get to the causeway. And also, north and southbound, looks like we got some heavy traffic in the area there, just getting away from downtown, getting into downtown on 99. Only comes once a year, the spectacular Labor Day sales event at the Roseville Auto Mall. To save on every make and model in stock, there's excellent financing and factory discounts available at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, morning to afternoon. Staying ahead. KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
When you're at home, you can always listen to KFBK. Just ask your smart speaker, Alexa, play KFBK on iHeartRadio.
with you, KFK News Radio Live, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and your smart speaker. I enjoyed seeing these candidates last night, and I'm not saying that I've written Vivek Ramaswamy off. I don't feel that way, but I did not appreciate his performance at all last night, and he's got a lot of ground to make up now. I also have been told by others that there may very well be a generational component to his popularity, and that may propel him to a higher place. And again, just to reiterate, the person that I went into this thing with very low expectations of was Governor Chris Christie. And again, I still have some concerns about him because it looks like he kind of jumps on doing whatever's going to suit his purposes at the time. And so he did not get what he wanted from the Trump administration, so he's got an axe to grind there. But I thought his performance in the debate last night was actually rather impressive. And the consensus, the analysis from the pundits, for whatever that was worth, is that Ramaswamy will get some support from the burn it down crowd. But his problem is that is actually not his constituency, that is Trump's territory. So where will he go now? He said last night that Donald Trump is the best president of the 21st century. So it's a little bit shocking that nobody would ask him, why are you running then? The best president of the century, of this century, in your estimation, is running on this ticket. Why are you? That seems very, 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 very much like a legitimate question to ask him. It was, I think, obvious last night that he was not really running against the 45th president. He's running as a kind of a blocker and tackler against everyone else. And that seemed to, I tend to believe that did come through last night. He repeated lines from Obama, from Senator Cruz, and others, and avoided too much on policy. He really didn't get into it. On foreign policy, he did seem to show, I believe, some naivete, and his foreign policy views have the potential to be, I think, a bit dangerous. His comparison to Zelensky as their pope, I think, in fact, I'm seeing now responses to that offended a lot of Jews as anti-Semitic and many Catholics as anti-Catholic. And this is evidenced by a huge amount of messages flowing around in electronic communication from Jewish and Catholic people, many of whom had been intrigued by Mr. Ramaswamy until last night. On climate change, he said it's fake, but just a few months ago, he said it was real. I thought he was somebody who really lost a little something in my mind last night. And the one that, again, I'll give the gold star to was Nikki Haley. We'll see where to from here. A lot more to see next month when whoever survives out of this last night winds up in Simi Valley at the Reagan Presidential Library for the next debate. Hey, that's it for me, but stick around. You have the lovely and talented Kitty O'Neill coming up next with the afternoon news. I will see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great one.
Building a better Sacramento. KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, news, talk, podcasts, free. Never sounded so good.
Hi there, Pat Walsh. Roseville Numismatics and Coin Shop. If you have gold, silver, or platinum jewelry, if you have rare coins, find out what they're worth and possibly walk away with a nice check. Roseville Numismatics and Coin Shop, interested in coins aged 1964 or prior, specifically dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars, and nickels, not so much. Stop by the company I trust and the super trust. Roseville Numismatics and Coin Shop, family owned and operated, 898 Douglas Boulevard in Roseville. Just knock on the door. Tell them Patrick sent you. Toyota's National Sales Event is on through Labor Day weekend. It's time to hit the road and enjoy the last days of summer. Get out there in a Toyota truck like the powerful Tundra or legendary Tacoma. Right now, get low 3.99% APR financing on the 2023 Tacoma. For when your Labor Day adventures leave you off the beaten path. Or check out the iconic 4Runner or dynamic Sequoia Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available for CFS buyers with premium rated credit and 95
2523.
Join us for the hottest action and experience winning like never before at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Voted best casino in Sacramento. Cruise into summer Fridays and Saturdays at Hard Rock. It's the $2.2 million Audi giveaway. Drive away in a brand new Audi A5 convertible. Only at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Monopoly is back. Now with State Farm. Come kick off the season with our 7-4 games. We'll have you cheering for more. Pick up your favorite brands with more games. Get select varieties, quicker cereals, $1.99 each. And laser kettle cook dish, select varieties, $1.99 each when you buy 4. Ready to win at State Farm. No purchase necessary. Annual purchase rules. Monopoly is trademark of Costco and Super Commission. Contact Tax Attorney Felbers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must pay that because now is the time to pay your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-591-7439. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500. If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-591-7439. Levies or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-591-7439. 800-591-7439. 800-591-7439.
2 questions. Do you have a small business? Great. And you have 5 minutes? Even better. You've got everything you need to start an application for quick, hassle-free financing from Cabinet. We've helped more than 50,000 small businesses just like yours get competitive financing and the working capital they need in as little as 1 day. So, don't wait. Skip the red tape and get a decision today. Apply at Cabinet.com. KAPITUS.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas this September.
Superstar artists of every genre.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
KFBK Sacramento, KFL Times News, traffic and weather.
KFBK Sacramento. 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
4 o'clock at KFK News Radio. I'm Kitty O'Neill with the KFK Afternoon News, and stories now trending. Former President Donald Trump to turn himself in today on charges of trying to overturn election results in Georgia. New details about the gunman who opened fire Wednesday night at a popular biker bar in Orange County. And an emotional moment in the Bay Area as doctors use AI to restore a woman's voice after nearly 20 years. Traffic and weather schedule right now. It starts in the KFK traffic center in Napa.
Right now, Kitty, and good afternoon. Eastbound 80 just east of northbound 65. We have a report of an accident there with injury. CEC is seeing a vehicle with a flat tire. They can't drive it out of there. Roseville Fire Department looks like it's on the scene as well out there. Again, eastbound 80, northbound 65. Traffic is very heavy, actually, in both directions. Especially eastbound, starting on Douglas Boulevard all the way out to Rockland Road and beyond. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, morning to afternoon. Dana, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 at 7:15:30 a.m.
Thanks, Dana. Checking the KFK forecast.
We'll see clear skies. Expect a nighttime low of 16 to 64. Tomorrow, seasonally warm with plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow's high 92 to 96. Saturday will be warm with plenty of sunshine. Saturday's high 95 to 99. I'm AccuWeather through Shannon on KSBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
96 in Sacramento, 97 in Folsom, 95 in Elk Grove. Your top national story, former President Trump set to turn himself in at the Fulton County Jail over charges of conspiring to undermine the 2020 election. Unlike the previous indictments of the former president, when he surrenders to Georgia officials, he will be processed and will have to take a booking photo, according to the arrangements of the bond agreement. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum breaks down some of the legal aspects of the case against Mr. Trump.
The Fulton County prosecutor has already sent